not about success, it's about significance. But the really smart people figure out how to achieve success and significance simultaneously. Well, I think there's never been a better time to be in marketing, because it's really professionalizing as a function and having more impact in boardrooms and having expanded scope, adopting customer experience and obviously all things digital. So the Brave agenda is about taking that impact and influence and having a bigger impact on organizations and moving from demand generation to really setting the future course for an organization. And that requires a lot of bravery, a lot more influence at a more senior level than perhaps in the past when it was really just advocating on a much narrower demand generation platform. In terms of encouraging bravery, I think it's about creating a context or a culture in which everyone can be the best version of themselves. One of our values is to bring all of yourself to work, and that's really just enabling people to sort of be good at, do more of what they're really good at. But personally, I think it is about being vulnerable and showing your vulnerability, and not pretending that you have all the answers, and allowing other people to step into the space to drive things and lead things. A key aspect is getting really great speakers in to talk about diversity, to sort of normalise the conversation. So we've had really great speakers come in to talk about neurodiversity, mental health issues, physical disability, etc., etc. And I think that's really sort of part of normalising the conversation. Beyond that, it's about really showing determination to make things different. So we are looking at our recruitment practices, we are looking at assistive technologies to make reasonable adjustments for people with neurodiversity. So I think it's sort of making it a campaign, a programme, rather than it being a sort of a tick box or tokenistic thing. I think the most pivotal moment actually was the night of my graduation. It's quite a long time ago, but it was, we were out for a curry celebrating graduating. There was 5 of us, friends, families, loved one. And sort of out of the blue, my best friend's father said, "Can I say some words? Can I say something?" And I thought, yeah, sure, go for it. Didn't really know what he was going to say. Turned out he's a really, really good speaker. And he said this, he said, "As I look before you, I'm jealous. I'm jealous because from this position you can achieve almost anything in the world. But at the same time, I pity you, because for 20 years you'll go in search of success, and then all too late, when maybe your best years are behind you, you'll realise it's not about success, it's about significance. But the really smart people figure out how to achieve success and significance simultaneously." So I'm not going to lie, we'd had a few beers, but it was one of those moments. It was quite profound, it haunted all of us positively, and I think that's always been in my head. And maybe I wish I'd listened a little bit more intently to that when I was younger, but it's been in my head in terms of it's that balance which is really important, and hopefully that's sort of coloured in a good way many of the decisions I've made in life. Well, on the night, it was a brilliant moment. It was a bit of sort of an out-of-body experience, but I think the reason that maybe I was successful was that it was, yes, the day job, but some of the other things I do around mental health and neurodiversity, and also the Sprintathon charity that I founded. And that was lovely because I rang home and I spoke to my daughter, who should have perhaps been in bed because she was starting her GCSEs the next day, but anyway, and she started crying. And the reason being that these are the things that really she and I are partners in crime on. So that was lovely as a moment. Subsequently, I mean, I think it's really just, it's obviously a tremendous privilege, I feel very proud, but I think it's just galvanised me that to keep focusing on the how of work and not just the what, and I think that's the success significance thing, to focus on creating that culture, that context, focus on the how to enable others to thrive and survive and succeed. Well, unequivocally, I'd encourage as many people to apply as possible, because Marketing Society Awards are some of the pinnacle awards. I think Marketing Society and IPA Effectiveness Awards are the 2 things you want to win, I think, in the UK. And so go for it and be proud of your achievements and tell the world about them and be unashamed about doing that.